Okay, so today we're going to really do a deep dive into the Mosquito Coast.
Yeah.
And not the actual, like, geographic region,
Right, right.
but the TV series.
Yeah.
And so you've given me some great material here to work with.
Yeah.
We have some excerpts directly pasted from the show,
Yes.
and then sort of a summary and background from Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just like some heartwarming family vacation story or anything.
Right.
The premise is very unique.
Yeah.
This brilliant inventor, Ali Fox, is so disillusioned with modern society that he decides to uproot his entire family
Right.
and seek a simpler life in the Honduran jungle.
Yeah. And what's fascinating about Ali is that he's not just a, stereotypical off the grid type.
Right.
He's a genius.
Right.
And his inventions are really key to understanding his motivations and what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and you've provided some interesting excerpts here about Ali's inventions. And in one scene, he smashes a fancy new refrigerator, claiming that it's actually designed to break down, so you have to buy another one.
Right.
So it seems like his genius is sort of intertwined with his disillusionment. Could you elaborate on that connection a little bit?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that Ali really sees technology as a tool of consumerism. It's designed to manipulate people rather than, truly improve their lives. And his inventions are almost like protests against the system. So for example, he builds this machine that makes ice using, really simple natural methods,
Right.
Rejecting the complexity and planned obsolescence of modern appliances.
So he decides to take his family and run.
Yeah.
But is the jungle really an escape? It seems like his family is kind of going along with this drastic move, but maybe not entirely by choice.
Right. Yeah, that's a crucial point. I mean, the family dynamic in this show is really complex.
Okay.
And Ali's wife and children are kind of caught between this loyalty and this doubt.
Okay.
And they love him, but they also question his really extreme choices. And the jungle, I think, becomes this kind of crucible for their relationships. It forces them to really confront their own needs and desires in the face of his overwhelming vision.
And he doesn't just want to live off the grid. He aims to build a whole utopia in this Honduran jungle.
Yeah.
Using his inventions to help the local people, creating this self-sufficient community. That sounds almost noble, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic utopian ideal, but things get a little tricky when you consider the execution. Ali might have good intentions, but his strong beliefs and his actions, lead to these unforeseen problems. One excerpt describes how he builds this massive ice-making machine in the jungle, believing it will benefit the community, but it disrupts the local ecosystem and creates all this conflict with neighboring villages.
Right.
He's kind of imposing his vision on others, assuming that he knows what's best for them.
This show is called The Mosquito Coast for a reason.
Right.
After all.
Right.
What does the jungle itself represent in all of this?
Well, the jungle setting is more than just a backdrop.
Okay.
It's really a force of nature that kind of mirrors the chaos and unpredictability of Ali's plans.
Interesting.
It throws these constant challenges at the family, from dangerous wildlife to hostile locals, forcing them to adapt and survive.
Right.
And it raises this question, can anyone truly control their environment? Or are we all ultimately at the mercy of forces larger than ourselves?
So we've got this disillusioned inventor, a drastic relocation, a utopian dream gone awry, and the ever-present dangers of the jungle. It's clear that this is no ordinary family drama.
Yeah, no, it really makes you think about, the complexities of human nature and our desire for a better world. Can we escape the problems of society without creating new ones? And what are the consequences of imposing our vision on others, even with good intentions?
Well, this deep dive makes me wonder if the desire for utopia is ultimately just a futile endeavor.
That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe that's something for you to ponder.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the Mosquito Coast.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.